the box this morning. They've become journalistic works of art, many of them collectible. And now one of them even talks. They're the faces of the Wall Street Journal, the hedcuts, the head-drawn heads and shoulders of people in the news that have adorned the pages of the Journal for 23 years. Mike Hegedus joins us now with a look at who draws them and how they choose who ends up as a headcut.
Headcut from about shoulders up here. Where do you suppose the toughest place to get one from or drawn is? What state in the Union poses the most difficult problems for them? Don't answer now. That will be coming up later.
I have no idea.
The first one appeared in the Journal in 1979. Since then, they've become a signature item for the newspaper. They're about an inch wide and 2 inches tall, but carry a lot more power than their size might lead you to believe. It comes jammed with all the business news that's fit to print. Things that have happened, will happen, might happen. The Wall Street Journal, and in each edition there are the faces of business, politics, sports, and more. Or as they're known here.
Here at the Journal we call them dot heads or head cuts, which is newspaper lingo for it. But dot heads is, I think, the one used the most.
Noli Novak has been drawing dot heads for the Journal for 15 years, one of 4 editorial illustrators who work to produce the 5 or 6 new ones daily that appear in each edition. Those, along with the ones that are reused, make up the 10, 12, or 15 that appear in every paper.
We try to decide, with the news business as early as possible is the good answer, but I think we certainly try to decide no later than early afternoon.
And the reason the artists need as much time as possible is because it takes 5 hours to produce one dot head. It starts life as a 3x5 reproduction of a photograph, which the artist then overlays with a special paper and traces or dots through, a form of pointillism. The final version is reduced to a half column wide and 2 inches high for the paper.
You're not just drawing what you see. Sometimes you have to interpret what you don't see, and that's where the artistic hand comes in.
Want to know which tire company has the best lawyers?
The dot heads have even started talking, such a signature item that the Journal is now using one in its television advertising, and popular enough to have been the subject of a recent eBay auction as well.
Practically every day I get messages from reporters, from a subject who appeared in the Wall Street Journal asking, can I get my head cut? I want to frame it. I want to hang it on my wall.
The Journal has over 9,000 in its digital database, 15,000 plus overall. And when it comes to creative license, the artists don't have much, except when it comes to the full-faced.
We don't take a liberty of taking wrinkles away unless we're asked specifically to take something off. Usually double chins, people don't like to see them.
The faces in the news, the dot heads of the Wall Street Journal.
Don't make me do that again.
One of the toughest types of people for the Journal artist to draw is women with big hair. This speaks, David, to what we were talking about. In order to get all that hair in the allotted space, the face would have to be very small. So they have to tailor some of those hairdos. Now, the place with the people that have the toughest hair to draw? Texas. Where else? They have all this hair and they can't get their heads in there. Now, it takes, 5.5, 6 hours to do one. They're very judicious about how many they do and how often they do it. But just for us, he may be gone, but he's not forgotten. They did one.
Man,
Mr.
he's
Haynes.
never looked better either.
Look at that. I mean, he looks about 38,
yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, instead of his 42.
But when he doesn't show up for work, you know what we could do? We could draw a little, like a mouth on your hand, you know, like this, and then superimpose it like they used to do with the old cartoons, and we could make him talk, you know. Hey, Joe. Hey, David. You know, that kind of stuff. Okay, I don't have...
Wow. If only I'd known I was going to be subbing in, I could... I mean, I hope he, you know...
I hope he keeps
puts
this
that somewhere.
Well, I can go back with a pen and sort of work on this one for you.
Probably crumple it up, stick it in his, pair of pants and lose it. Who knows?
What he sticks in his pants is his business. There we go. Yeah.
Mike, thanks.
You betcha, David.
Sorry we went there. I apologize.
I'm never going there.
No,
yeah.
Neither am I. Still to come, Rebecca Quick.